Hello and welcome to my channel where we may be dazed but we are not confused. We are going to do a listening to seashells video for the sign of Pisces. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to show you 3 different images of seashells, and I'd like you to pick the one that resonates with you the most. Once you make your selection, please look at the timestamp below to find your associated video. All right, I will see you in your chosen video. All right, so for seashell number 1, at the root of your message is that you are moving out of a period of deep, deep disappointment and you're making a new start. Like you're leaving that behind. And I'm picking up, it's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. So, this could have been a literal fire. Maybe you had, a home or something that caught fire and burned down. Or it could be that, there was some type of loss or something that ended in a very somewhat negative way. This could have been a relationship or a job. But I feel like the ending of it might have been very difficult, feeling as if you were like in the flames and in the fire. But I feel like it was necessary because what you were in, if we were to turn this 3 of Swords that we have on the upright, was deeply disappointing, very hurtful. I feel like it was betraying you at every level. It was just hurting your heart. Like 3 swords in the heart is a lot. I'm feeling like mind, body, and soul. Like you were just hurt on all levels across the board, and you may have felt stuck. I feel like you might have felt like you were stuck in like a thorny brush. So it's like if you wanted to get out of it, like there was always something kind of clinging you. If it was a bad job that you couldn't get out of, it could have been fears of not being able to find another job, or maybe you have your insurance through here, or you have all these different situations that prevented you from moving forward. If it was a relationship, it could have been a toxic, a toxic situation with another person where maybe they cut you down and made you feel like you weren't able to live on your own or you couldn't live without them. So very clingy, I feel, and codependent in a negative way. But the way that this ended, I feel like all of that was burnt up, including the thorns, all of that. And what came out of that was a lot of personal growth, a lot of, personal reflection that you made as a result of that. And like lessons, soul lessons that you can take with you into whatever situation it is that you choose to move into going forward because of these circumstances that you just left from. I feel like as you're moving forward, you have a lot of clarity, a lot of truths were given about situations that might have been cloudy to you before. I feel like some of that might also have been fueling the fire to burn all this stuff down. Maybe you didn't have a lot of truth and there was some deception, and once you got that truth, it was so harsh and so in your face that there's really no other place to go but away from it now that it's been illuminated for you. And you might have been trapped in your mind into thinking that you had to stay there because of these deceptions and half-truths that you were getting, and you couldn't really align with your soul. But now that you are seeing that, it's put you in a space where you can move forward and move in the direction of what your soul and what your heart truly wants. Things that are not going to cause pain to your heart, things that are not going to betray your heart, things that are not going to betray your soul, things that are not going to make you feel like you're selling out to yourself. Okay. So the message about this situation here is that it's important for you to try to embrace enthusiasm. So even though this was very difficult, the ending was difficult and harsh, remember we said that it was really, really hard what you were already in. And so, I feel like you might already be in this energy of just being enthusiastic about what you have coming forth, because it's like everything's been transformed, and it's like you were the caterpillar and now you've transformed into a butterfly. You've been able to blossom and bloom because of this. especially with the imagery of a phoenix rising from the ashes. And so you have so much to look forward to, and that you should be grateful to your guides and your ancestors or whatever spiritual power that you believe in for helping to, set up a situation as harsh as it may have been so that you could remove yourself from that and move into the thing that's going to allow you to feel the most at peace, the most free spiritually, mentally, physically, in all those ways. I mean, I'm feeling like flower child energy. Like you are, I'm hearing dawning of the age of Aquarius. Okay, so that has so many implications to it. And I feel like on a personal level for you, this is you really being able to creatively express yourself and just be who you are. Because you weren't able to do that before. And when you have a lot of stress and things like that, blocks that energy. And that's part of the reason why this was removed, was so that you could move into this energy. All right. You may have been afraid, once again, that was one of the thorns that was holding you back, of not having the finances that you needed in order to move forward into what it is that you needed to do. But this is saying that if you can be honest with yourself about the fact that you were afraid of that and that that was something that was holding you back, then it's not going to be something that can control you. If you bring it to the light of day and you actually look at it for what it is and don't allow it to just be a shadow thing in the background, it's not going to be able to manipulate you from the background. And people are not going to be able to use that as a threat over you to make you feel as if you're not going to be able to overcome them. I feel like with this new energy that you're into, once you actually put this in its proper place and that barrier is dropped, then it will allow you to really move forward into this new phase without having anything, holding you back. And the finances and things that you need financially will come to you, because I feel like it's already there for you. You just have to move into where it's at to align it with yourself. So your Sacred Rebels card that you have is Trust Yourself. So I feel like you are getting more in tune with nature itself, and also your own inner nature, learning how you work, learning what makes you tick, and being in tune with that. Like, I feel like you're paying attention to signs and synchronicities and all of that, because it's important for you in order to know the direction in which your heart wants you to go. All right. So I want to read the message for you. What's associated with that? All right. So it says, breathe in and out. Let your awareness drift away from worries and day-to-day matters and settle instead into the feeling of warmth inside your body. Then slowly imagine, sense, feel, or perceive that you have an acorn in your hand. You are standing in nature as sunrise breaks, flooding the horizon with color and light. As you hold the acorn up to the light of the rising sun, something magical happens. Out of the acorn, a hologram shines forth. It is a blueprint of this entire being that is yet to be. You see an acorn in that hologram, but you also see a marvelous oak tree. You see the wildlife that will support and be supported by that tree, the ecosystem of which it is a part. You see yourself holding the acorn up to the rising sun. You see seasons demarcated as rings of time within the trunk of the tree. You see the passing lives of many people that enjoy the oak tree through its long life. Place the acorn down on the ground as the sun continues to rise. Imagine, if you will, kneeling and touching your forehead lightly to the earth in reverence for the genius of growth. That same genius lives within you. In your own time, open your eyes and go about your day. You have completed your healing process. All right. So the card that I have for you for your peace oracle is Treasure. So let's read what you have for that. Okay. It says, we can only be said to be truly alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures. Thornton Wilder. Strive for peace as you would an oasis in the desert. In times of trouble, we realize the true value of harmony. Love, comfort, compassion, a trusted companion, a kind stranger. The treasures of the world are within your reach. What value can you bring to the world today? A gift or kindness linked to material gain, financial recognition, or reciprocity. The ability to nurture, heal, lead, or inspire is rewarded. Extra care or diligence brings a return. I treasure peace. I work for peace. Peace fulfills me. I reach for love as it reaches for me. My heart is a treasure chest of beauty and riches. As I give of my treasures, I am replenished. My value is inherent and recognized. My actions are rewarded. All right, that's the message I have for you, Pisces, for seashell number 1. If that is your last video, then I will maybe see you in the future. If not, I will see you on the next video. All right, so for seashell number 2, Pisces, at the root of your message here is that I feel like you are either moving away from some very kind of harsh, gossipy, angry energy. This could be from a female or just in the energy. It could be a male that is carrying this kind of energy. You're moving away from it to try to have a positive change. Or this could be you moving away from this behavior within yourself. All right. I feel like it could be you trying to change this within yourself and make a change, moving forward, moving in a positive direction. All right. And I think I want to go in this direction because I feel like I'm picking up like the Ice Queen or the Ice Princess. So I feel like this could be you that's moving forward. You know, maybe you're showing up this way, and it may not be, you know, and this is not to throw shade, you may not see yourself this way, but maybe other people around you may perceive you as being kind of like a harsh energy. They might perceive you as, you know, somebody who gossips and speaks a lot of negativity about others. And you may be aware of this, and I feel like the person that this resonates with, you are probably aware of this in yourself, and you have decided that you don't really want to do that so much. Like, you want to make a change, you want to do something different, because it's not fulfilling you. I feel like where before you may have gotten a lot of comfort in validation and being that way, and I'm also picking up it may have been like a protective thing to kind of help protect your heart because you've been hurt so much in the past by people who were this way with you. I'm picking up it could have been like a mother that you had that was treating you this way, and so you learn to the best way to let like harsh treatment roll off your back was to be that way yourself, so that I'm seeing like water rolling off your back. But if you can freeze that water and let it roll off, then it can't hurt you. All right, you freeze it before it gets a chance to get to your emotions. So you're trying to block it in that way. But I feel like doing that may have not only blocked you from experiencing some really harsh emotion pertaining to people hurting you, but it may have actually like blocked your ability to create the beauty and take action and leadership in things that you needed to in your life. I feel like you could be you're a person that has a lot of drive and a lot of desires and goals and things that you want to do, but you can't do that when you're being harsh to others. It makes people push away from you or push you back, and so it makes it harder for you to take the action and bring into being the things that you want to do. And so I feel like when you have all that pent up energy and all these things that you want to do, and it's like nobody listening to you, or people are not receiving you or cooperating with you because they perceive you as being like an unkind person or even a cruel person, that just makes it worse. It makes you feel even worse. All right. So, you know, I feel like it's almost like a shadow of who you are. Like, people are getting like the part of you that's the part that is probably the most unhealed part, and it's not what you want to have out there when you're trying to lead, but that's what people are seeing because it's so prevalent. It's like so in their face, but it's a coping mechanism that you've developed. So I feel like with this change that you're making, you may have made some type of decision that in December of this coming year, you're going to take some sort of course of action to try to, it could be a move. Maybe you're moving somewhere. I'm picking up like a cold climate. You may live in a cold climate, or you may be seeking to move from a place that's very hot to a place that's more chilly. So it could be like a very like desert location, and you're trying to move to a place that has like snow, um, has a very clear winter season. All right, so I feel like there could be that, or it could just be symbolic of you moving from being kind of like hot-headed, um, and icy in your demeanor, to being more cool, calm, and collected, and allowing your warmth to radiate from within. All right, in a positive way. All right. So, your message, your seashell message regarding the situation is that this is a time for you to really try to, heal, try to connect with others, maybe go back with like specific people that you may have fallen out with, and that you know for sure that you could possibly, cross some kind of bridge with these people. If you didn't burn the bridge, that it's a time to go back and maybe try to, heal things. Doesn't mean that you have to come back into communion with them or be in a relationship or friendship, but just to kind of like let them know that if you hurt them or you caused them to feel some kind of way, that that was not what your long-term intent was, and not what you were trying to do. And it allows you to release the energy of that, because I'm picking up you may have some resentment about how you may have engaged with people that you're holding on to, that's keeping you from moving on to a more positive place because of guilt. So I feel like when you're in situations with new people, you always think back on all the times that you were harsh to someone else, and the guilt of that makes you want to be harsh to this person too. Because I'm picking up you might have like some guilt, like, oh, but this person didn't deserve to be treated that way, and I treated them that way. So why should I be nice to this person when I wasn't nice to that person? Because allowing that little bit of your heart to kind of like melt and to be open to it also opens you up to the guilt and the pain of past ways in which you may have treated other people that you were able to block yourself off from feeling any kind of remorse about. And all of that floods in at once, and it's overwhelming. All right. So one of the things that can help you with this is to try to spend time in nature, because it helps to raise your vibration, particularly if you've been in a lot of toxic environments or low vibrational environments. This could be work situations, or it could be friendships or relationships, or even family dynamics, where you're constantly surrounded by the types of energies that you have to take on this ice princess or ice queen energy with, just to get through the day. So going into nature can help you to like just see the beauty of nature, and see that the natural order of things usually is very beautiful. It's expansive, it's freeing, it's loose. Getting clean, fresh air, and all of those things will reinforce the idea that the environment is loving and supportive and bountiful, as opposed to being restrictive and harmful and something that you have to protect yourself against because something's always out to get you. I feel like that will help to help you release some of this energy as you make this shift. Okay. The Sacred Rebels card that I have for you is Sacred Fool. So, with this, I feel like it's you, just looking at it off the top, is that you're moving into an energy of taking control and moving into a new beginning, like starting over. All right. So let's read what the message is for this card. It says, I call on the sacred fool of unconditional love. Please help me access your lightness of spirit, your wisdom, and your ability to exist in the heart of truth, to be powerful without becoming attached to or obsessed by power. I honor your vision. May I see and know so truly and be free. I choose, of my own free will, to give myself absolute permission to just be myself now and always. Through unconditional love, mercy, and compassion, so be it. All right? So this is important because, like we said, you're letting go of a lot of belief systems and a need to kind of be harsh to others. So I want to read the rest of this also as well. It says, once you have repeated the above, imagine that any invisible chains or shackles that have held you captive in any way are falling away from you. They might make a clunk as they hit the floor. You might feel freer than ever before. However, strong or subtle, your reaction to this is perfect for you at this time. Shake your arms, your legs, and your body. Once you are all shaken out, feeling more relaxed and hopefully just a little bit silly in a playful way, you have completed the process. All right. And then once again, whenever I read this, it's not just a one and done process. You know, life, when you spend your life building up a lot of this energy, you can't just usually just read one thing and it's just gone. It's an ongoing repetitive thing of reminding yourself about that and changing your behavior on a daily basis, that whenever you feel this way, doing something different retrains your body to do something and respond in a different way. All right. But I think that's a wonderful way to approach this energy. So the Peace Oracle card I have for you is Self-Mastering. It says, a disciplined mind brings happiness, the Buddha. Ascend with me to the higher realms of your spirit. From this vantage point, you can see life as it is. Rise above the everyday issues, the petty distractions, anxiety, and doubt. On your quest for greatness, train your heart and mind towards love, peace, and wholeness. Transcend a difficulty by shifting your awareness. Use your energy and resources more effectively. Align your words and actions with your greater goals. Make a plan and action it. I rise above and beyond the clouds of doubt and insecurity. My mind has access to the clear, open sky of endless possibility. My thoughts are harnessed to strength, courage, and an unwavering belief in my ability. In knowing myself, I see my success. All right, so that is the message I have for seashell number 3. If this is your last video, I may see you in the future. If not, then I will see you on the next video. All right, Pisces, seashell number 3. At the root of your message here is you, I feel like, may have been in a position of needing to work in creative ways, find creative ways of making funds or money. Maybe you may have been released from a job and you're having to find new ways to get finances to make up for that. And you're in a space where you're needing to think big for your future. There's a lot of potential there. All right. I feel like you could also be in a space of like, you know, that something has potential, but you have to put some work that kind of goes outside of the norm of what you're used to doing. So if, let's say that you were working at a job for like maybe 8 years or so, and you put a lot of effort into building up that career, building up your resume, connecting, networking, doing all these different things. And now all of a sudden the market has changed, the job has changed, the description has changed, the climate has changed, and none of that means anything now. And you're having to kind of go all the way, start all the way over. And you're feeling as if all those years that you worked painstakingly to do that, it's just kind of like dust. It was like you were throwing it into something that didn't really end up paying off for you long term. And I'm also picking up that it may have even made you, you might be feeling away because what you were doing was not really like your heart's desire. I feel like maybe you were doing it because you felt like you had to. And because you felt like you had to, you just went along with the program. You know, maybe this is something like your family, or, you know, people told you this is what we all do. It could be, you know, everybody's a doctor in our family, or everybody goes to law school, or, you know, you can't be an artist, you can't be a musician, you can't be a book writer, or, you know, you can't go start a farm, things like that, that maybe you wanted to do, but you didn't. And now you're in a space of like having to look back on what you did pour into. In a way, you may feel like you betrayed yourself a little bit because you did that. But when you were getting paid and things were kind of chugging along, you were putting the years in and kind of collecting with the expectation that, okay, at the end of this, even though I don't really like it, even though it's not my passion, at the end of this, I'll have something to show for it. I will have done what society told me, what my family told me, and that'll be the payoff. But now that's gone. And there may be some sense of, you know, maybe a little bit of resentment, but I'm also picking up that there's a little bit of freedom that's there as well, because what this has done inadvertently is it's freed you up for your like inner child's passion, that thing that you always wanted to do. You now have the space, time, and opportunity to actually do it. I feel like your guides and your, ancestors or whatever you believe in, or if it's just yourself, I feel like all that is cheering you on and looking like with bated breath to see what it is that you're going to do. Like you have so much opportunity. And I feel like spirit is really, sending you like a dove, like communication that this is for you. This is for you to move into this new energy. You have so much potential. Look here and see. And it's almost like you're looking into a crystal ball and seeing all the potential in your future. And it's like, okay, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to take everything I learned and I'm going to apply it in this creative and new way to make my dreams happen the way I always wanted them to. I can do this now. So I feel like the message specifically to this situation is that it's important to savor your life, okay? Value your life. Value the things that give you passion, that make you passionate, that give you pleasure, that make you feel happy to be alive, that make your soul dance and sing, that just light your fire. That's what it is that you're being called to focus on. And I feel like this is the opportunity that you have right now is to pour your energy into that. All right. Because like we said, you may not have been doing that before. In order to do this, it's not just about, having this idea or this dream and then just kind of throwing yourself into it. It's still very important for you to organize for your success to make this happen. All right. Because all this is going to do is allow you to clarify what it is that you're going towards, why it is that you're going towards it, and what are the active steps that you need to take in order to get there. What do your finances need to look like? What kind of finances will you have compared to that? Because it may be a difference, and adjusting and being prepared for that difference. And know that the switch off is that you're doing the thing that you wanted to do. And this will help you to take, actionable steps to really make this happen. Because I feel like you have a very rare opportunity to really do some things that you just weren't able to do before with the type of paradigm that you were living in that has now shifted. All right. So I feel like a lot of the answers to what it is of what you need to do next are already with you. Like you already know what you need to do. I feel like this, once again, is a situation where you are like blooming and blossoming into a butterfly and you're like ready to fly off. Like this is kind of, it's kind of like it was a negative, but because this happened, it just really set you free. It's like set the prisoners free. You were almost like in a trap that you were within based on social norms and ideologies of what you should do. And now you can do something else. And you really just are, I feel like you're really ready to do this, okay? So let's read what the message is for this card. It says, hug yourself by wrapping your arms around your body. Can you summon love for yourself? Feel what comes up for you with this. Do you think it is silly and resist it? Can you soften and melt into it? Feel love for yourself. You are as deserving of love as anyone. Can you accept this love from yourself now? Feel your heart beat in your chest and the flow of your breath. You are alive. You are connected to life, and you can trust in yourself, your own mind, your own body, your own breath. Just be with yourself and know that all is going to be okay. Reassure yourself that letting go of the past is as natural as the passing of the seasons of life. When you are ready, stand up, open your arms wide, and hold them above your head for a moment. Imagine your heart and hands are open and shining out the beautiful light that is within you. Imagine the universe receiving it and saying yes to you. If you are feeling cheeky and ready, send a big yes back to the universe and laugh. That is all. That is enough. You are enough. So be it. All right. And your peace oracle card is gratitude. So let's see what that message is. It says, gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Melody Beatty. Every sunset brings fresh reasons for thanks. Acknowledge the gifts of this day with grace and gratitude. The many-splendored hand of life reaches out to you in thanks for all you bring to the world. Return the gratitude by living this day well. Rejoice in the glory of life. Seek out the positives in a situation. Appreciate all that is before you. Keep your eyes peeled for a diamond in the coal pile. Something good has begun. How lucky I am. I make a difference to the world, and the world is thankful for me. My heart sings with the gifts of joy, love, and gratitude. I am openly and generously thankful for all that I can give, feel, and be today. Blessings to all. All right, Pisces, that is the message for seashell number 3. If this is your final video, I will maybe see you in the future. If not, I will see you on the next video.